don't believe nothing I tell you, believe me that leading people is one of the most stressful things that anyone could embark upon. When our security business was in its peak, it was doing phenomenal. We had 100 and some odd employees. Brother couldn't sleep sometimes because you were trying to shift bodies around. You trying to figure out ways to sneak up on your employees and see if they're working. You got to cover shifts when folk call in at the last minute or do a no call, no show. You're trying to please your client. You're doing all these kinds of things, and then you got to stress out about payroll and blah, 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 blah. All that. Take a second seat, back seat, side seat. No seat at all to pastoring. Pastoring is one of the toughest things I've ever had to deal with. Having had 2 unsuccessful marriages, pastoring, and one of them was when I say expensive and traumatic at the same time. Nothing compared to this pastoring. Pastoring is hard work. But guess what? It's something God called you to do. And if he called you to it, he'll grace you through it. If he called you to it, he'll grace you through it. So today, again, I won't tell you which one of my children, but I have 3 daughters, 2 sons. One of my daughters was on the phone with me. I spoke to 2 of them today. No, Don, you spoke to all 3. And we were talking, and I was encouraging them about, their career and they're doing some stuff they were doing. And one of them was going on about some deals that she's working on. And I was saying, it's tough to lead sometimes. But God has put you where you are. And God will take care of it. Do it. And that triggered something. I had to hurry me off the phone with her because I started thinking about this pastoring thing and then thinking about my next time I'd be out here with you. So let me get to my point. I'm out. I'll come back to my third part of the leading of the sheep. But I want to encourage you for just a few minutes. Pastors and church leaders, I want you to consider, I want you to take into consideration some qualities that are needed to lead. Especially right now where pastors are coming under such crazy ridicule and insult after insult. We pimping preachers and pimping pastors. We want your money. That's all we want is your money. That's all we want. And anyway, I'm not gonna get into that, but it's crazy. And then after all that, we still got to lead you. So this is what God said to tell you today. Lead with integrity. Just lead with integrity. Lead with love. Lead with reliability. Lead with responsibility. Lead with accountability. And lead with portability. Integrity, love, reliability, responsibility, accountability, and portability. Portability is like a porta potty. It goes from place to place to place. Lead with that ability so that when the people leave you deposited something in their spirit, man, that they can go and take to their homes, to their jobs, accountability. Know that you're not only accountable to God, but we're accountable to those people that we lead. I'm working backwards. Responsibility. God, look here. The blood is at your hand, leaders. It's at our hands. Responsibility, reliability. I talked about this in the Get Up Right morning drive devotional. Listen, reliability. That's one of the biggest problems with the church is we want the people to be reliable, but we as pastors sit up on this throne, for the lack of any word. And I say that very lightly. We sit in this position of authority. We want the people to be reliable, but we're not reliable. And then we want them to love us, but we don't love them. God said, no, I need you to remind them. And I need you to do it with I need y'all to have some integrity. I need you to have some integrity. Do this thing with some honor, with some class. So then I said, okay, integrity, love, reliability, responsibility, accountability, portability. I said, okay, God, what are you saying? Then I went on, and he whispered this, and he said, but while leading, know that there are people in the crowd who recognize your integrity. Y'all stay here. I'm almost done. They recognize your love. They recognize your reliability. They recognize your responsibility. They recognize your accountability. And they recognize your ability to teach and preach with a spirit of portability. But guess what? But they still are on a mission to detour you, distract you, and finally to destroy you. Even though you have all those things, you're doing everything God told you to do in the way of leading your people, leading the people that he's appointed to you, leading your family, because even in our family, we got to have some integrity, some love, and we got to be reliable, responsible, and accountable, and be able to lead in our family with some portability. So guess what? Everything I've mentioned to you, you can not only use it in your pulpit, use it in your passage, but you can use it at your home. Use it at your business. Even if you're not the owner of the business. But check this out. There's always somebody in the crowd that's there purposely to deter you, to detour you, to detour you, to distract you, and finally to destroy you. But keep leading, because I ran across something. Matthew 22 and 44. King James. Matthew 22 and 44. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. What you say? There's three words I want to pull out of here. The word till, make enemies. Till, and the word make, and finally the word enemies. He said, I need you to stay here till. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen in a few minutes. It may not happen this year. But I need you to sit. I need you to stay right here till. And look at this. He takes the responsibility. He says, till I will make, until I make your enemies, your enemies, those who are trying to detour you, distract you, and to destroy you, until I make those, your enemies, your footstool. Keep leading. Even if you got to lead while you bleed, keep leading. God, I heard that. Even if you got to lead while you're begging God to relieve you of your leadership, keep leading. Don't you dare. Don't get deep now. Don't get hold. Don't. Come here, leader. Come here. Come here. You ain't been through a storm leading until you get so beat down and so frustrated and so aggravated, and you say, God, will you please take this away from me? I'm not telling you to get there, but the day it very well could come. Because I can't tell you how many resignation letters I've written. I wrote so many that God allowed somebody to steal the computer that I wrote them in. Lead them. Even while you're bleeding, while you're asking, can you leave them? Even when you're broken, lead them. While you're bleeding, asking for relief from them, and you're broken. But watch this. Your breakthrough is soon to come. Don't give up. Not even on you. All right? I pray God this helps you. As He sure did help me. I needed this one. I don't know about nobody else, but I needed this one. All right, y'all. God bless you. Have a phenomenal evening. Peace.